Students, previously we were discussing about Rutherford's atomic model. So let's go through the experiment performed by Rutherford. So this is lead container in which Rutherford kept polonium metal, that's a radioactive element. So alpha rays produced by this polonium were allowed to pass through the hole. You can see this hole made in the lead container. Now if you see over here, double positive charges are mentioned. So actually these are the alpha particles, as we have discussed it previously as well, that alpha particles carry double positive charges. So when about 20,000 alpha particles, they were allowed to pass through this hole. So when these rays they strike this gold foil, out of 20,000 alpha particles, about 19,990 alpha particles passed easily through the gold foil. It shows that more than half of the alpha particles pass easily through this gold foil. So Rutherford concluded that most of the space in an atom is empty. As you can see over here, out of 20,000 alpha particles, 19,990 alpha particles they pass through the foil. So that's why he concluded that most of the space in an atom is empty. Now some alpha rays they were deflected at larger angles. Deflect means suddenly go in different direction. If you see this ray is passing in a straight line. Suddenly it gets struck with some particle and it changes its direction. If you see another ray, this is also passing in a straight line. So suddenly it gets stuck with something and it changes its direction. So over here there were some rays which were deflected at you can say very large angles and very small angles. Now if you see over here, this is a ray, that is alpha ray. So when it was passing through the foil, it gets stuck with this particle and suddenly it changed its direction. You can see over here. So over here the deflection was shown by this alpha ray due to the presence of this particle. Then if you see this ray, this also ray, when it was passing through the foil, it gets stuck with this particle and it was deflected, it changed its direction. So Rutherford concluded that these rays were deflected due to these particles which were in motion, and these particles were named as electrons by Rutherford. Rutherford concluded that there were some particles present in the empty spaces of the atom which are in continuous motion and which causes these rays to be deflected. Now, next is Rutherford. Only few particles they were bounced back at their original way. Now there were some rays which when some alpha rays they returned back they returned back without passing through this foil in straight line, means the rays they were repelled back by the gold foil. Repelled back means move away from something. So if you have a look over here, now if you see this ray, the ray when it was trying to pass through the foil, it was suddenly repelled back by the gold foil, and it repelled back by the gold foil in the straight line. So mean to say that something massive was present in the center of the atom which was carrying the same charge as that of alpha particle. That's why the alpha particles they were repelled. Now we know that positive similar charges repel each other and opposite charges attract each other. So as alpha rays were carrying positive charges and it was totally repelled by the massive part which was present in the center of the atom. So Rutherford concluded that the massive part which is present in the center of the atom was the positively charged, and it was called as nucleus. So in this way nucleus was discovered in this experiment. So in this experiment, or through this experiment, Rutherford he concluded that most of the space in an atom is empty. He concluded that small particles are present in the empty spaces which are in continuous motion, or which cause the rays to be deflected, and the rays which were totally repelled by this massive part present in the center of the atom. It was due to the presence of the nucleus. So we'll continue our topic in the next video. Thank you.